Gwyneth Paltrow back in court today. She's being sued by 76-year-old Terry Sanderson. Here she is entering the courtroom. He claims that Paltrow ran into him on a beginner's ski slope, causing him to suffer, quote, a brain injury, 4 broken ribs, and other serious injuries. But Paltrow alleges that Sanderson hit her, and she is countersuing him for her legal fees. I'm back with my panel. So, Ellie, how are you going to determine, as a lawyer or a jury, who ran into whom on a ski mountain in 2000? I think this was 16.
It's a straight-up factual issue for the jury. They'll testify about what happened. I don't imagine there's surveillance video. Listen, I've never skied in my life. I'm proud to say.
That's quite an admission.
And I don't think I ever will. But I don't know. Are there surveillance videos of skiing?
No, but there could be witnesses.
Yeah, the witnesses, and you just decide who was in the wrong. I guess there's
and there were witnesses that testified in this case.
Her kids are going to testify. They were witnesses.
There you go. Right, and I guess there's rights of way. Who's going too fast and who's out of their lane, that kind of thing.
But let's talk about that. Aren't you, I mean, legally speaking, aren't you taking an inherent risk when you ski? In fact, I sort of think that when you get the ski lift ticket, aren't there small print? Small print that says you
might die.
But it says I won't sue the resort.
Right.
But it doesn't cover everyone else.
I might sue a celebrity on the result.
Yes, exactly.
But if you can show the other person's negligent, then you can sue them the same as if someone runs into you on the street.
I feel like Scott's uncomfortable with this whole thing.
Well, I don't know a lot about skiing. I do know a little about Gwyneth Paltrow. I like her in the movies.
Yep.
She's in the Iron Man movie. She's Pepper Potts.
True.
She also, on the other hand, sells strange lady part products.
Like what, Scott?
Which
Can you tell us more about that?
Which does not inherently make her a bad skier necessarily. I do feel like that if you go on the skiing, there's trees, rocks, and animals, and people. It's dangerous. You're going down the mountain. It's ice and snow.
Get to the point. Yes.
And anything. People get hurt out there. And I just think you take on some risks that Gwyneth Paltrow might run you down. Now, I don't know if she did, but I think I'm on Team Gwyneth here. All in, all things considered, and some of it I'm weird about. I think I'm with Gwyneth here. I'm looking forward to her testimony on Friday.
That's awesome. Has anyone on this panel skied? I mean,
yeah, I ski.
Okay, I do too.
So no.
Yeah.
I don't ski.
You don't ski. You don't ski.
No, I don't want to die. I mean,
exactly. We're good Southern boys.
We're
good Southern boys. We're not skiing.
Me too. I'm from the northeastern area. Can I just say, of all the people in the world who would run into you on a ski slope, Gwyneth Paltrow's got to be among the best because A, she's not large, and B, she's rich, right? I mean, it's the perfect person. It's like much better than getting run into by like The Rock or something.
Right.
That'd be fatal.
I mean, remember, famous people have died doing this.
Sonny Bono.
Yeah,
One of the Kennedys.
And
I mean,
Natasha Richardson.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, right.
Also.
It's dangerous sport.
Yes, it
is an old guy.
But usually you assume, I mean, generally if you run into somebody, it's not fatal, and you don't get sued, usually.
Yeah, if she were not Gwyneth Paltrow, I don't think she would be sued right now. I will say, can we just make Scott like our CNN Gwyneth Paltrow correspondent?
Yes.
Yes. You are the only person I want to hear from on this.
I agree. I agree with that because he doesn't know much about her, but
obviously
Pepper Potts and
She should call her candles Pepper Parts. That's what
That's a good idea.
You just killed it. You're a marketing genius. Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
There's got to be a commercial break at some point here before we get in trouble.
No.
Oh, this is on? We're on?
No, we're on. This is live. We're pressing on.
Real.
We're pressing on with
No,
this.
I know about Gwyneth and her weird stuff. Listen, she just went through the ringer about her like detox regimen.
Yeah.
And what did she do?
Oh, you don't even want to know. I mean, she's on her podcast. She's hooked up to an IV. She starts with bone broth, and she fasts for 16 hours. And all these doctors came out and said, "Do not do this. This is not like healthy or scientifically sound."
I mean, what does she even have to detox from? Since
that's what people are asking. What are you detoxing from every day? So she was dealing with that scandal. This might actually be an improvement for her right now.
Well, here is what apparently, so this is what was testified to in court today. This is the radiologist testifying to how the victim, I guess if that's the right word, or at least the alleged victim, deteriorated after this collision.
Leave Mike with alone.
He was every day doing lots of things, meetup groups, skiing, wine tasting, volunteering for various organizations and so forth. But After his accident, he deteriorated abruptly. And many of the activities that he used to do, he stopped doing, like dancing, for the most part, his skiing activities. His personal interactions with his children and his grandchildren suffered. He had trouble multitasking.
Okay, that's sad. Now we're not so pro Gwenyth, but I'm not sure that her bumping into him caused all of that.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be a question for the jury. They'll have to weigh that doctor's credibility. Sometimes what happens in a case like this, by the way, is private investigators will watch what you do, and they can do this, and they can, it would be interesting. It happens sometimes in personal injury cases. I don't really do them, but I've never done one, but I know from other people. They'll watch you and they'll say, oh, but nobody goes to the why, and it works out, and they'll follow you. So I don't know. We'll see if there's a twist like that.
Yeah, also, maybe the deterioration started before, and that's why you wind up running into her. In other words, like you got to think this stuff through.
Now, there was a ski instructor involved, and another allegation in this is that after they realized they knocked the guy down, he claims they skied away, like they ran off from the scene.
I don't believe that. A ski instructor doesn't really do that on the mountain. You work for the mountain. I find that one implausible.
I know.
But he was originally, this alleged victim was suing her for millions of dollars and reduced it. What does that tell you, Ellie?
It tells me that he was. I was going to say over his skis. I was on it, but I'm not. It tells me that his demand was too high. I think it's interesting. She's countersuing him, but her damages are $1, which just means he was actually in the wrong. I wasn't hurt, but he was in the wrong. And of course, she wants him to pay her attorney's fees, which could run into the 6 figures.
Easily.
It's also just interesting to see a celebrity like Gwenyth Paltrow in.
Yeah, why wouldn't she settle this?
Because she didn't do anything wrong necessarily.
But just so she doesn't have to go through Scott Jennings commenting on her.
He's like, well, I know you didn't do anything wrong.
It would have been worth it. It would have been worth
like
it to
a man
pay.
who works on commission. I'm just telling
It would have been worth it for the pay to keep Scott Jennings from talking about her on CNN.
CNN, Gwenyth Paltrow correspondent, Scott Jennings, signing off.
Scott, we've never seen this side of you, and we like it.
It's easier to do than what I normally get at.
That's excellent. Thank you all for this very interesting and not the direction we thought it was going to go in the conversation. All right, thank you. Meanwhile.